My day starts as soon as I walk out that door. I'm a field technician. I have a 40,000-pound truck that I drive up and down the road, and I'm walking into, this equipment may have been down for 10 minutes and he's not that heated about it, or it could be down for 10 days and he's itching to get this equipment up and going. I started in this career at 19 years old, straight out of tech school, and I was doing not the fun stuff, oil changes or cleaning the grease traps, but I've worked my way up. So after high school, I went to a tech school, and they went over most of the basics, but anywhere from hydraulic basics, electronics, engines, transmissions. They took a piece of equipment and would break it down into all the different components and teach you each one of those components from the ground up. You tear it down, you put it back together. You tear it down, you put it back together until you realized how it worked. We read schematics all the time, hydraulic pressures, differential pressures on, goes across the cylinder is going to drop this much pressure. Your math comes into play a lot. You got lines and schematics that go all over the place. You got to read tables. There's upwards of 14 computers on one piece of equipment. You're hooking your laptop up to that and you're trying to read all 14 of those computers, and they've all got to communicate between all these different wires back and forth, and is one talking faster than the other, and figuring out how they got to communicate to each other, and then figure out what is the problem. And I'm always learning. Every day it's a learning curve. When I graduated the tech school, I graduated with an associate's degree in business management and diesel technology. If you're out in the cold weather, you're out in the heat, climbing up and down underneath, it takes a toll on your body. So I thought, I need to get a degree. That way I can sit in an office when I'm old and decrepit and still be able to be involved with what I enjoy. My goal is to knock out 3 or 4 jobs a day. I do like to go fast with whatever I do. I'm constantly moving. I never can just sit and relax. I got to be going. I can't sit around. I got to go. Give me the next job. Let's go. So this is my office. This is basically my home away from home. We travel 4 or 5 hours one direction to make it to a customer's unit. I'm out on my own. I don't have a boss breathing down my neck, but once I get to that job site, the customer's there dependent on you to get their equipment up and going so they can continue with their livelihood. The amount of pressures can be really overwhelming. You're under the gun to get this equipment back up and going so they can do their proper work, and it can be stressful sometimes. I enjoy what I do. I don't dread getting up in the morning to come to work. You work hard and you enjoy what you do, you get rewarded for it. Warren Cat is great. They have a 6-week program. As long as you have the drive and the will to do it, you can learn it. This is a wonderful industry. I've loved it since the day I've started, never regretted anything. You get dirty, but you get to go drive heavy equipment, play with heavy equipment. It's very satisfying. They depend on that equipment, and they're depending on you to get that equipment up and running. To see them drive off in that repaired equipment and you can move on to your next job, it's gratifying.